Hi everyone, it's Diane, back to share another card. Let's have some paper crafting fun on a Friday. Well, for me it's Thursday, actually still morning. But we have our Christmas card workshop tonight, so I'm working on this early today to get this part of it out of the way. Excuse me. The workshop tonight is in person, and we are going to make 3 Christmas cards. And that starts at 6 p.m. So I have the people who are SVP'd, and I have all of your supplies ready. The next Christmas card in-person workshop, which will be different cards than what we're doing tonight, is October 18th at 10 a.m. So if you're interested in your local, just contact me and we will get you registered so that I can have all of your supplies ready for you. So how's everybody doing? Thanks for spending a little time with me this morning. Welcome to my new subscribers. You know, I told you just recently that I had left Stampin' Up as a demonstrator, and I was thinking, oh, you know what, I probably should just quit doing videos too, because I don't know that I have been picking up many people or anything. So this morning I got an email from YouTube, and it gives you your analytics and stuff, and I have quite a few subscribers this month, so sorry, have the sniffles. Allergies, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I have some new subscribers. Thanks, welcome. I hope that I can inspire you to create something and send it out to somebody and make them smile. So today I am pulling out an oldie. How do I know this is an oldie? Because I'm using one of my old wooden blocks stamp set, and at this time, Stampin' Up! Used to put the year on the blocks. I wish they did that on their other photopolymer and cling stamp sets and stuff. I wish that year was on there, but this is 2002. And it is from the Botanicals set. Botanicals set of 9. Do I have all 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do. Yay! Because these are probably from way back when I first started making cards. And remember, you can do this with a different stamp set. It doesn't have to be the Botanicals, but maybe you have a 20-year-old stamp set sitting around too that you want to use. Anything, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I still have birthdays coming up in autumn. I love the autumn colors, so it doesn't have to be a Halloween card, but I can make some cards here appropriate for the season. And I kind of thought this was pretty to pull out an old one. I'm going to use some Early Espresso and Mint Macaron inks. I am listing all of the measurements and the colors in the description box below, because the hardest part about this card was the math. Yes, I had to math it this morning. And so MM means Mint Macaron, if you're not familiar with the Stampin' Up! Verbiage. VV is Very Vanilla. EE is Early Espresso. DSP is Designer Series paper or a pattern paper. So we have a vanilla background with a mat of mint, some Early Espresso, then Very Vanilla again that we're going to stamp on, and then our pattern paper. So check out those measurements below. And when we get to the stamped Very Vanilla, I used this really pretty scripty stamp. I really like that. But if you don't have a script stamp that you like, or you don't have one appropriate for the card that you want to make, I think this layer would be very pretty also embossed. So if you have embossing folders that you like, that would be a good time to use it. And I'll try to remind you when we get to that point. I started out by just grabbing some old pattern paper here, because I don't know about you, but I have a bazillion packs of paper, and that's what helped me pick my color palette. This was from the Gilded Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper, and honestly, I didn't make a dent in what I have left here because there's still a lot. Also, I didn't know that this spattered paper was in here. I like that, so I might have to come up with another card to use this, or do the same one with some other papers. I'll put it away after so I don't crinkle too much. Crinkle paper. Yucky, yucky, right? Okay. I was just getting ready to start this, and I forgot that this was the first Thursday of the month, and the siren testing went off, so all the dogs were howling. It was a good thing I hadn't started yet. All right, I'm going to start with a card base of Very Vanilla, and this insert is just when I go to stamp my happy birthday message inside. I will add that, or this card is very versatile because it's just to someone special. You can make this a birthday, an anniversary, whatever ever. So again, I have my blank panel in here that I'll stamp as soon as I figure out what I need the card for. So this is 8.5 by 5.5 that I've scored in the middle and folded for our typical 4.25 by 5.5 inch card base. And I'm just going to set this aside. This is many layers. I have a piece of mint macaron. This is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I should cross out this top. I went through several different measurements this morning. And when I was typing this up, I actually started typing the original ones, and I've changed them a little. After the mint macaron, we have an early espresso mat. And this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, just giving us a nice small border around there. And then we have a piece of Very Vanilla. And the Very Vanilla is 3 3/4 by 5. And this is what we're going to stamp on. And this is the one that would be very pretty to emboss if you don't have a stamp that you would like to use. This would also be pretty if you have another leaf or little leaves. You could stamp your background with the leaves. It's just something to add a little bit of interest to one of the layers. I'm going to stamp this with mint macaron. I have my little foam mat under here, and I have a piece of scrap paper on top because I'm going to stamp off the edge of my paper, and I really didn't want to get my mat all messed up too bad. So my sleeves and my sweatshirt are getting into everything here. I have them rolled up so that I have room to work, and I keep catching the sleeve on stuff. Now the only thing, not bad, but different for wooden blocks is you can't really see, like when you're using the cling ones, you can't really see where you're stamping. So I'm going to have to twist my paper around a little bit here so that I can match up my stamp a little bit. Well, it got pretty crooked. Just to try to see where I left off and stamp the next one because I'm just filling this in. Can't really see too much of it on the card, but you do see something back there, so you know there's a design. So basically, we just made our own designer series paper. They're our own pattern paper. Wipe that off. Since I've had this for so long, I don't want to mess it up now by leaving ink in there and pulling it out the next time and then regretting it. I did that the other day. Oh. I think that was maybe in my Monday video. I had forgotten to clean a stamp. Okay, so we're at the Very Vanilla stamped layer on top of our early espresso. Yes. Okay. We can't, oh, and then we have the designer series paper. And this one is a 3.5 by 4 3/4. So let's put all of these pieces together. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Since we're not going to be adding anything else in between here. I did pull out, I had some old mint macaron ribbon, and I pulled that out, and I really just didn't see where it was going to enhance the card anywhere. I tried laying it out several different ways. Didn't really think that it you know, did anything special for it. Although I love these colors together, the mint and the brown. So I ended up not using it on this card design. Trying to, oh, there it is. I was going to say, where did I put my card base? Because I can add that. We're going to do this sort of in two sections. We're going to do the base, and then we'll do that top layer with the stamped leaf on there, and our our greeting. So we're just centering these on top of each other. You know, this is back to the basics of card making, but they're basics because they work. So just, if you're stuck and don't know where to go with your card that you want to do for the day, go back to the basics, layer them up. Then we'll take our little stamped panel and center that on the early espresso. And as I said, most of that's going to be covered up, which is good because it is pretty crooked. Layers, just layers. Add our designer series paper in the center. And so you can see, you barely even see that scripty in the back, but it really did make a difference. It just took that little bit of white, or in this case vanilla, so that it wasn't quite as bright as the card base itself. Okay. So now we're up to our top section. We have early espresso at 2.5 by 3.5. A designer series paper, 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. Oh, and if you're using a directional pattern, kind of watch and make sure you're putting them the upside, so you don't end up with an upside down print. And then our very vanilla is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and this is what we're going to stamp on. So let's just get the little mat out again here. I have this gorgeous maple leaf from the set, and I'm going to stamp this with early espresso. I love some of these old sets. I mean, I've always liked my wooden blocks anyway. But I do enjoy pulling out some of my old stamps and using them in some of the designs. Why not? You know, we've said it a million times. We got these stamp sets for a reason. We liked them, so let's use them. All right, let's put these layers together. I'm going to add my designer series paper to the brown cardstock. And then I can add my stamped leaf image, or whatever image you're using today. Here again, my designer series paper in the background is very, very small, and you can barely see it. But it's enough that it ties in our pattern paper on this layer, rather than just having another white panel. And it also uses up some of that paper. All right, our greeting. We have very vanilla, 3 5/8 by 1 inch on early espresso or your brown cardstock, 3 7/8 by 1 1/4. I tried to make this as narrow as I could for this stamp because I didn't want to cover up the whole entire front of the card. And this is another one. This font is just so pretty. And I like this kind of scripty stuff. Not too bad. I was a little worried that they were going to be like off-centered or something, but they are not. Let me see. I guess I'm going downhill a bit. That's why we have two sides. I'm going to try and do this one a little better. I had to hold my breath. I guess that was the whole key. I could have put this on just a piece of Very Vanilla and trimmed it down, but again, I was trying to use up some of the little bits and pieces of paper that I have here. All right, we can add this to the early espresso panel. Is it out? Is it out? I think it is. Need to order more of these little tape runners. And then I can center that in the brown panel. Layer those together. And then we'll use some foam dimensionals on the back of our stamped image panel. Oh, we got word too. I've told you guys about the little shop down in Valant where I have my cards for sale. One of the girls ended up buying a shop in another location, which is kind of closer to me. I'm kind of excited. And we are moving our inventory to the new store. So it's going to be in Sharon. And the name of the shop will be The Wandering Soul, I believe. Hope I didn't mess that up. So my cards will be a little closer to me. Easier to get stuff down there. Yeah. Very exciting. This layer, this mat, which if I get it up here under the camera so you can see, is the same measurement as the early espresso panel, with the same width, I should say. So when you're adding your greeting to the front, you can kind of line that up with the brown layer underneath so that your edges are even. And there we have a beautiful autumn card to send to somebody special. See, it even says on there to someone special. Add your message on the inside. Let me see, do I have a pretty birthday one? Because this stamp set was all about the botanical images. They're just so pretty. Pretty. Well, let me see. I was going to bring out Nature's Poem Designer Series paper because I saw a lot of that, but we just did one with Blackberry Bliss not too long ago. So I went with the mint and the brown. Today, where is my... Oh, stamp sets everywhere. Everywhere. I'm looking for the one that has all of... Oh, I wonder why I have it downstairs. Oh, no. Charming Sentiments. I was going to say maybe I took it down already. How about wishing you the happiest of birthdays? Perfect! Do I need this one for today? Did I forget to put it in my basket? I'll be running back up here tonight trying to find the stamp set that I didn't put in my baskets. Ooh, there's my foam mat. It really does stamp a little bit nicer when I have it on my foam. See the cling stamps. The happiest doesn't look like it's inked very well. It is easier to see where you're putting these, but I just love the impressions from the wood blocks. Don't forget you can always decorate the inside of your card a little bit or your envelope when you go to send it. Whatever you're in the mood for today. So, there we are. I hope you like it. I hope you go pull some of those stamp sets out. Make a card for somebody. Send it to them. Don't just leave it sit there on your desk. Send it. And when they open it up, it'll make them smile. So until next week, everybody have a lovely weekend. And I'll be back here on Monday. See ya. Bye.